Hello guys, plebs and bulls to the FU Money podcast today. Very good news. Bitcoin is going up as expected. So let's see who is here today on the chat. Trying to get to the chat. Some people already joining. That's very good. So Bitcoin is pumping since this morning, and I guess because of the news that an ETF is coming. However, I have my take on the ETF today, so we will just do it in a few minutes. Before, let's check who is here today. Paul Beato, and joining again. I remember that avatar you have on YouTube, and Philippe is here today too. And Firmino also here. 60k, exactly. And before anything else, let me just remind all of you guys, not just the ones watching the live stream right now, but also the ones that will watch it later because they couldn't attend while we were live. Today we'll be given the third and final number for the Bitcoin giveaway of tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have the weekly live stream, the biggest one, usually 1.5 hours, and that's when we give away Bitcoin to the most regular followers of the channel. But for that you need to watch the intra-week videos, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, but this week instead of Wednesday it was on Thursday. I had a personal thing to solve on Wednesday, I couldn't do it, so I had the video live streamed yesterday. So don't forget, there's always 3 numbers during the week, usually one for each video, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And on Saturdays, we deliver the giveaway for those followers that actually watch all the videos and have the numbers to sum them up and also give us the Bitcoin prediction by the end of the live stream on Saturday, which is the factor that will decide who gets the giveaway. Okay, guys? So just on screen right now, the usual picture of the giveaway, so you guys remember. And don't forget also that I changed this here. The message here on the bottom now says when the next giveaway will happen. So this is on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Portuguese time. Don't forget that, 4 p.m. Portuguese time. You have to, if you are in a different country, of course, you have to account for the different hours. So Portuguese time is 4 p.m. where this is where I am actually live streaming. Is from Portugal, so that's why I give you the Portuguese time. It's easier to do it this way. Don't forget that you need to also follow the channel, the Twitter accounts, and the Telegram group. You have to join to be able to get the giveaway, not just the numbers, but also be a follower and a loyal one. Of course, this is to reward the loyal followers of the channel. So here we are with the image. But to news today, the news today, it's this. Oh, damn, I was expecting it to be 60,000 when I started the stream. Unfortunately, we just went down $150, but when I was prepping the stream, Bitcoin was already above 60,000. It was 60,150, and that's great news, but we are just now retracing a bit. We are again below 60,000. But in any case, man, $150, it's not that difference that makes Bitcoin. So of course, everyone knows that we are really close to a new all-time high, and everyone is expecting that, not just because of the supply shock that we have been having for the past few weeks or even months, but also because all the technicals indicate that Bitcoin is going up and still for a second leg of the bull cycle. So right now we have Bitcoin around 59,850, and all the rest I don't care, as usual. You guys know that already. But just as a comparison, Bitcoin in the last 24 hours traded on the spot market $24.5 billion, and the second place only 8.6 billion. So you guys can see the big difference here. All the rest I don't care, they are just shitcoins, but the main one is of course much higher volume traded in every 24 hours. every time I start a new video. You guys know this already. So $24.5 billion traded in the last 24 hours on the spot market. That's important. It's spot market, not leveraged market. And the second one, only 8.6. Who cares anyway? But my take. Okay, I just gonna give you the take before we go to the charts. I don't want to make it a very long video today also, because tomorrow is the longest video of the week, 1 or 1.5 hours usually on average. And this is when we give you guys the Bitcoin giveaway. But today I will try to keep it a short video. So I just want to give you guys a take. And everyone is actually talking about the ETF that is coming. I'm not so happy. I'm not so happy as the majority of people about this ETF coming and being approved by the SEC in the United States, because everything points to being leveraged or futures ETF, and in this case, I don't like it so much. I would much more prefer it to be a spot market ETF. Of course, it's always good to have an ETF. It means the SEC trusts the asset itself, Bitcoin. And also this opens doors to a lot of different investors, institutional investors and other big whales just waiting to get into the market. But the problem, in my opinion, is that a futures ETF will, in some way, corrupt the 21 million cap for Bitcoin, because when you start to trade paper assets, there's no limit to the amounts you can trade. So this will, of course, let's say, remove this big virtue of Bitcoin of having a cap of 21 million coins. So that means that you can trade futures all you want, you can leverage the market all you want, but the 21 million coins will just apply to the spot market, and then people can still trade it on paper as many millions as they want to trade in dollars, of course. And this will in some way remove this big virtue of Bitcoin, which is to have a cap of 21 million coins. So in that case, I don't like it very much. Of course, Willy Woo also said something alike, and he says that this will be bad for retail investors. And why? Willy Woo says that Willy Woo here has suggested that a Bitcoin futures exchange traded fund in the United States may be bad for retail investors, as it places institutional investors such as hedge funds at an advantage. And this is related, of course, with what I said before, that when you start to trade an asset with paper, not just the asset itself, then it becomes kind of, all the virtues of the asset itself start to be removed from the equation, and then I don't like it. I think I share the same opinion as Willy Woo. I think this will not be so good for retail investors, as we, the plebs, and the small bulls that are always trying to get a few coins on the spot market. And I guess that the hedge funds and the big whales will have an advantage trading futures. And futures will also, because of the volume traded on the futures part of this asset, will also have a great impact on the spot market. Don't forget, in 2017, we had the top of Bitcoin around 20K, exactly on the same day as the futures of Bitcoin started to be traded on the CBOE, if I'm not mistaken. This was a few years ago already, so I can't remember exactly all details. But from that point on, we started a bear market of several years, because every time big whales, big investors, hedge funds, and guys like those start to invest in an asset, that completely changes all the rules of the market. So, in my humble opinion, I think a futures ETF is not so good for retail investors like us, like the plebs here. I would much prefer a spot ETF where they have to buy the coins themselves. That would, of course, impact the market to have Bitcoin going to higher levels. And the futures ETF can actually make the market go lower for lower levels of the price of the spot assets. So let's see how this goes. but my opinion is this one. This is my take on the SEC approving a futures ETF. I completely share the same opinion as Willy Woo, and he also thinks that this is not so good for retail investors as this news from Yahoo Finance says here. So that's it, guys. Let me just go back here. So I already showed you that. Let's check the price. We are very, very close again of the $60,000 level. Let's see how this ends by the end of the stream. And there's a few people already here. Hi to every one of you. Hi. I want to make the video short, so sorry if I'm not putting your messages on screen, but I don't want to have a 1-hour video today. Just a small update, intra-week update before the big stream tomorrow. So that said, let's go to the charts and let's see what's happening here. So the price to time model, you guys know already that the RSI is getting very, very close to the overbought territory here. So we are just a bit away of starting a new peak for the second run of the bull cycle. And as to the price action itself, you guys also know that we are now on top of the side of the square, or the rectangle, as you want to call it. So right now, I don't believe we will have a top inside the square, but in any case, that's what we have right now. I just want to see what kind of error this will present when we have finally a top. But I will continue to check the RSI on the price to time model, because this is very, very important to have the RSI level on the weekly chart, which is the chart I use for the price to time model. So without further delay, let's check the total market cap. And the total market cap still fighting here to get above. Actually, we are above already of the cup and handle, this huge cup and handle of the total market cap, which now is around 2.45 trillion, being Bitcoin, of course, almost 45 or 46%. I will check it in the next chart of that total market cap. Right now, we already went high, much higher. Let me check the level here. We went to 2.52 trillion, but now we are retracing a bit again to 2.45. So let's see if we are able to actually break out of the cup and handle and start going higher. I hope the news of the ETF, at least for the short term, will take us to higher levels. Let's see how that evolves later. Having a futures ETF on the United States, I bet they will control the market much more than they already do. But in the short term, I believe that this news and the ETF being approved will shoot Bitcoin to higher levels, and probably we will actually go to the levels that I presented to you here on the weekly chart, which were actually, let me just go here, $74,000 for the breakout of this cup and handle in Bitcoin. But we will go there later. Let me just continue. Also, there is news here on the monthly chart, but I will give it just a few minutes later. On the Bitcoin dominance side, we are now 46%. 46%, so we increased from yesterday. We had a high of 44.6 or 44.5, if I'm not mistaken, on yesterday's video. Today, we are already around 46%, so the Bitcoin dominance is, in fact, increasing. And that means that in dollar terms of the total market cap of Bitcoin and shitcoins together as one, Bitcoin is gaining some space and getting back to the levels that we are used to, which are around 50 or plus %. So we are very, very close to the 50% line, which is here just below. Well, this is not below now because the context updated, so we are above the support context, but we will be very, very close to the 50% line of the context, which is now at 53%. I believe we will have some resistance around the 48.5%, but probably we will meet the trend channel around the 50%, and then we will have to reevaluate if Bitcoin will continue to gain some space in the total market cap or not. But until then, this will take some time. For now, Bitcoin is around 46%, exactly 46.01% of total market cap dominance. Okay, let's move on to the MRI strategy. And on the monthly chart, there are some big news already. So on the monthly chart, you guys can see that right now we are above every monthly close of Bitcoin ever. So right now, the previous one, which was the highest one, was this one, this red candle over here, which opened around 58,787, and we are now at 59,980, almost 60. So I can say $60,000, which is on the monthly chart the highest level ever achieved above the highest close. Sorry, I said it wrong. So we are now above the highest close of the monthly chart in Bitcoin ever. So if, for example, if we close this candle of October right now, then we will have the highest monthly close candle ever in Bitcoin. And that is a huge, huge sign of bullishness. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to show you the monthly chart because of that. And of course, this is getting very, very close to the levels that Plan B announced for the end of October, which were around 63,000. And this guy is amazing. He said that September would close around 40 something, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 40 something, 43 or 41. We closed around 44. And he said that October would close around 63,000. And we are now at 60, just 2 weeks away. And today is the 15th. We are 2 weeks away of the close of the monthly candle for October, and only $3,000 to go for that prediction to be absolutely spot on and absolutely correct. So the monthly chart looks amazing. I really like it. We are above the highest monthly candle close. Today I'm having a hard time speaking, but it's also because I'm very excited with Bitcoin price action. Okay, let's check the weekly chart, and the weekly chart couldn't look better. We are also at the same level as the highest weekly close ever of Bitcoin, and that was 59,980, and we are now at 59,935. So just a few bucks below. We are exactly at the same level as the weekly, the biggest, the highest weekly close ever for Bitcoin. That's amazing. This chart looks very, very good. I believe that we still have some space to go up, at least until if you consider the MRI strategy here, we could go to 64 easily and to the same levels of the all-time high, probably for a small retracement before continuation to the upside. Of course, we don't predict the future here, but the probability is that we will retrace as soon as we get to the all-time high levels, and then after this retracement, finding support in previous levels and continuation to the upside after the reversal of the price action. So that's what I'm expecting to happen, but right now the weekly chart looks amazing. The 20-period SMA is now increasing the gap to the 50, and the 50 is increasing the gap to the 100. And the 100 is increasing the gap to the 200. So every moving average right now is extremely bullish. We are now on a 2 of 9 green count. So that's also amazing. The RSI is still not yet not in overbought territory. So we still have some space to go to the upside. The MACD is completely turning bullish right now. We have bigger bars increasing the gap between the bars. The blue line is increasing the gap to the orange line. They are both pointing up. Everything looks good. Only some kind of end of the world event right now would make Bitcoin go to lower levels below what we would expect in a normal market right now. So I'm really expecting that the next stop will be around 74,000 because of the cup and handle that we plotted last week on this podcast. And let's see, we could have a small retracement before going to these levels of the cup and handle. But that's it for the weekly chart. Let's just take a quick look here at the daily chart, and the daily chart broke out of the triangle we had here. Did not even care about the MRI top on the daily chart. Look, the MRI top was here, and all the candles after that were above the level of the MRI top. So Bitcoin doesn't even care about the MRI top anymore. It's not respecting the indicator. We did not retrace 1 to 4 candle correction as usual on the MRI strategy, and we continue to go up. So it's a very, very good day today. Friday has been a very good day, and I'm expecting some more upside here. Also, the RSI is now overbought on the daily chart, and the MACD is getting to the higher levels. but also increasing here because of this candle today. The bars are again becoming dark green and the same levels as the previous bar as we were going down, but now we are just going sideways on the bars. That's really good. The BitMEX funding rate is increasing, leverage trading to the longs, and that's not very good. That's the only sign I don't like because this is a bit bearish. But in any case, we continue to have a lot of strength in the bull side. So let me check here what's happening on the pro indicators chart. We are now above the resistance context on the 4-hour, but we still have some space, and the indicator tells us that we can easily go to 62,500. So let's see what happens today. And the retracement possible would be to $54,500. So I really want to see what's going to happen soon on the short term, but we have to wait here. The bulls are still in control on the momentum indicator, and we are going up again on the momentum itself, the orange line. Look how the orange line is now going sideways and actually turning up again. So that's very, very good also on the 4-hour chart for the pro indicators here. I see the bulls with a lot of strength and the bears losing this battle. Let's see what happens in the short term during the weekend, but I'm sure tomorrow during the live stream we will be evaluating already 24 hours after today what has been happening during the weekend. Okay, really quickly, the dollar is coming down, and the structure I said that I would really like to see was this candle going up, then a doji, then a candle coming down, and I hope that the previous resistance does not become support here and that the dollar continues its move to the downside. Finally, after all, the entire world finally realized that we actually are in hyperinflation of the US dollar, and prices of energy, food, and a lot of things that we really need for our daily lives are increasing like crazy. For example, fuel. Fuel has been increasing a lot in the past few days, and food and energy prices, and we already have some threats of energy being cut in many Western countries. So let's see how that goes also. Gold has been climbing, but now retracing again. Sorry, Peter Schiff. You yesterday posted a tweet saying that gold is rallying, and I saw it rallying $36. Wow, that was a rally of some historical levels. But now gold is even retracing, so it's below the $36 that was yesterday. Sorry, Peter Schiff, I know you have a hard time explaining why gold is not moving or is moving like a snail, but in any case, I would not bet anything on gold right now. I would wait for this cup and handle to reveal itself and finally see what's going to happen in the next years. Gold will take years to move. So let's see what happens there. The S&P is actually recovering again. Also, this could be a small correlation again with Bitcoin. That's good. Probably investors are again seeing some recovery signs on the S&P and investing also in Bitcoin. But the move of the dollar going to the downside, I bet this is also making the markets move. And finally, the final one, but not the least, here it is, the greater outlook for Bitcoin. I still believe that we are now starting the third wave of the 5 that will compose the last and 5th wave of the bull cycle. So let me just zoom in a bit. You guys know that I'm still expecting this final yellow line here, the 5th wave in yellow, to be completed to the top of the bull cycle, and we are now on the 3rd wave of this last and 5th wave of the yellow count that started in December 2018 with those really low levels of 3K for Bitcoin. So let me just zoom in a bit. We are now going and into the resistance. We are now inside this red rectangle here, but we are still going on the path of this green 3rd wave of the final 5th wave count. Okay, guys? So this is what I had for you today. We have already 25 minutes of video. I'm really sorry I'm not going to take any questions today, but in any case, there are some things that I still have to do during the stream. So let me just remove that. And here, I bet many of you were already waiting for this. So I will also give you guys the usual message here. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. The first link of this message is, of course, my personal account on Twitter. You should follow it. And the second one is the FU Money podcast Twitter account that you should also follow in order to be eligible for the giveaway tomorrow. And also the third and last link is the Telegram group, where you should join also to be discussing Bitcoin and other general market topics with more than 520 something people already. I can't even keep counting how many are joining, but just join us on the Telegram group and we will be able to discuss Bitcoin 24 hours a day. I'm also there, so you can actually reach me directly on the Telegram group and ask any questions you want. 24 hours a day, not 24 hours a day. Of course, I have to sleep and live stream sometimes, so I will be there most of the time anyway. Okay, guys, so just use the links, follow us on Twitter, join the Telegram group, and you will be very happy. Okay, and now let's see if I have anything else to show to you guys. I guess not. I will just leave it right here. Before we leave, of course, I will ask you to gently touch the like button if you enjoyed this content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hitting the bell icon that will notify you every time I start a live stream or I upload a video. Okay, guys, now I can leave you. Don't forget tomorrow. Let me just go to the bigger angle here. Don't forget tomorrow we will have the live stream around 4 p.m. where we will have the giveaway. If you fulfilled all the rules that you have to do in order to be able to be eligible to the giveaway, so you'll have it tomorrow at 4 p.m. Portuguese time. Don't forget the live stream of the FU Money podcast. And right now, I will, of course, leave you guys with the wise words.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Exactly, guys. Let's roll and let's be really careful out there in the markets. And I will see you all tomorrow during the live stream for the giveaway. Until then, bye-bye.